Alrighty, so today we have the Mazda Speed Protege again. I'm going to be restoring these headlights since they are pretty foggy, as you can see. I already have that side over there done, taped up. I did not finish it yet. I haven't started on it. I just taped it up. So I'm going to go ahead and get this side taped up, but I am going to be using Mother's, it's like a clear lens kit. It comes with a sanding roll. It's like a sanding pad, a couple different stages. And also, you're going to need some soapy water, the power ball that they give you, and the polish. Other than that, everything else is included. The only thing you need is a bottle, a spray bottle for soapy water. I'll show you that in a minute. And also the tape. And I'll show you what type of tape I use. Alrighty, so I went ahead and found my soapy water bottle. So I'm going to be using this 3M auto tape. It can be any type of masking tape, but that's what I put on the car. Just make sure to get everywhere with the tape. That way you're not sanding into anything. This is the power ball they give you. You're going to need a drill, variable speed. That way you can sand nice and slow. And obviously the bottle for soapy water. It's a spray bottle. I think this was at one point glass cleaner. Go ahead and rinse it out real good and then put dish soap in there. Dawn, Ajax, anything like that will work. And then obviously they have the power plastic for the headlights. And like I said, they give you 3,000. I had previously used this kit, so my sanding pads are pretty crinkled. But get 800, 1,500, and then you get your 3,000, which is this. It's like a foam, so that way it can sand as smooth as possible. Now I already do have the other side done. Just make sure that you get any area that has paint and that you don't want to be sanding or buffing into because there is some sanding involved. Make sure you have a bottle. As you can see here, the clarity of this headlight lens is absolute garbage. So that's what we're going to be working with today. Alright, so I got this side taped up and I have the other side taped up here. So you're going to just pick whichever headlight. In my case, it's going to be the driver's side first. So my suggestion is have a microfiber cloth. And what I do is first spray down the headlight as much as possible with your soapy water. I usually let it sit for a second. And then I'll pick a side of the microfiber and I will just wipe the headlight off. It doesn't have to be dry. Now you're going to grab your sandpaper. And you're actually just going to make that wet with the soapy water as well and spray down the headlight. What you're going to do from here is you're just going to take and make sure that the headlight stays wet. And all you're going to do is take the drill and go nice and slow, make a couple passes. I'm going to try to record a pass for you so that way you can see it. Okay, so I went ahead and did 2 passes with my 800 grit. As you can see a lot of that oxidation within the water, and you'll see it definitely running down your bumper and stuff like that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to go ahead and spray it down and wipe off the oxidation from the 800 grit. Okay, so once you wipe it down, you should see a nice haze on the lens. Perfectly normal. You can see I can't get to that spot right there. It will rub into the bumper on both sides. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other sanding pad on, which will be my 1,500 grit, and I will show you guys that one. Make sure to keep it nice and wet, so that way it can stay nice and lubricated and won't eat through the headlight housing. Alrighty, just got finished up with the 1,000, the 1,500 grit. As you can see, it got a little bit more hazy. I did go ahead and give it a couple passes, as you saw. Put it in the time lapse for you guys. So what I'm going to go ahead and do now is use my 3,000 grit. And then I will jump over to the next headlight, and then we can use the power ball to see the final product. And I'm not sure if I had already mentioned this, but this water, the soapy water, should be nice and warm. I usually use the hottest that I can get because by the time I get outside, it's already cooled down a bit. So yeah, So just make sure it's nice and warm because that's going to be the best way to sand these down. You might see a different result if you use cold. Alrighty, so as you saw in that video, I gave it a lot of passes with that 3000 grit. This is the final product. It should be a nice uniform haze at the end. Yeah, this is wet down here, but I did go ahead and dry it off pretty good. I have some air. It's like air that you would use on a keyboard. So compressed air that I'm using just to kind of blow it off and dry it off a little bit quicker so you guys can see the result a little bit quicker. But yeah, so we're going to go ahead and swap over to the other headlight. Alrighty, so at this point, I have let everything dry off pretty good. I put a couple towels up here just in case of splatter from the polish that we're going to go ahead and put on here. Now, if your kit doesn't come with plastic restore, it's like a plastic polish. You can also use, I've heard that using Mother's Mag and aluminum polish works pretty well. But I definitely suggest having some type of headlight polish. You're going to go ahead and want to make sure that the drill is nice and dry and make sure that your power ball is clean. And all you got to do with this kit that's provided is you take it, go ahead and put it on there as center as possible, or you can kind of offset it a little bit. That way it actually orbits a little bit. That's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Same thing as like polishing a car. Most of the time you'd want an orbiting polisher, but that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. And all you're going to do is go ahead and put a nickel-sized amount right on the tip of the power ball right here. So just kind of take a nickel and measure it up, eyeball it, and yeah, be ready to go. Alrighty. So now that your headlights are dry, go ahead and get your Mother's Power plastic for headlights. Give it a good shake. I can't remember this being that liquidy the last time, but just says shake well, should be clean, dry, and cool. So we have all of those. Okay, so I went ahead and got this headlight all cleared up here. Doesn't look absolutely perfect. I would definitely say that it came out a lot better than what it was. I believe that this plastic, the Power for Plastic, I've had it for almost 2 years now. I don't think it's any good anymore, but I still got the job done. I might try to go over it with Mother's Mag and aluminum polish, and if that works, then I will update you guys and show you the result of that. So as you guys can see, that's my final result with the cream that I have, the buffing cream that was provided with the kit. Like I said, this is a very old kit, so maybe it's just because it's been exposed to elements for a while. But it did come out pretty well. I might give it another go with the polish on this one. It just doesn't seem to be as clear as the other one, so I'm going to go ahead and give it another go real quick. Okay, so I went ahead and gave it my last sweep with the polish. And obviously my polish isn't exactly what it was when I first bought it. It was more of a cream, and that looks more of like a liquid or water. So it's going to be a little bit different. The outcome is probably going to be a little bit better. I did not try the Mother's Mag and aluminum polish. I'm just going to leave them where they're at for now. They did come out 10 times better than what they were to begin with. They were definitely pretty foggy. So definitely would recommend doing this, especially if you don't want to buy new headlights, or there's not really an aftermarket option for your car. Definitely recommend going ahead and doing this. It definitely does clean the car up a bit and make it look a lot better, at least from the front end. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. Let me go ahead and show you guys the results here. So here's the result. Not absolutely clear, but definitely a lot more clear than what they were, as you can see. And I think it does sharpen up the front end quite a bit. So worth it? Yes. Many different kits that you can buy. Some are by hand, some are with the drill. I really did like this Mother's. Let me find the box for you guys. Okay, so this is what the kit looks like. It's the new lens headlight renewal kit. So it does come with the power ball and the sanding, I guess rounds, whatever you want to call them. Gives you directions on the side and whatnot. But when this kit was brand new, it definitely did a little bit better of a job. But for now, headlights look perfectly fine in my opinion. So, thank you guys for watching. It's going to be the end of this video. I'm working on another one right now. I have 2 different ones that I have to decide which one I want to post yet. But thanks for watching.